Hello. I recently realized that with each passing season it is more and more difficult to rank up in Mobile Legends, especially if you play alone. It can become torture to find games where you can make the difference. So I will share some tips if you are struggling with this situation. Sometimes it is so tough to rank up in the game, and also the matchmaking is not very friendly. It can be really painful to play along some epic trolls, but don't lose your nerves. Stick to the match and don't die hard on the game. And I agree that there are a lot of players that gave up on ranking and now are just playing for fun. Please like and support the video because I will be sharing some very important and valuable information with you. You will notice a big improvement about it in your overall performance. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and keep learning about Mobile Legends. You won't regret about it. So, let's dive into this secrets that I want to share with you. Each season is the same story. When it is reset, the players of Mythic Glory go down to Legend and the Mythic players go down to Epic, creating a difficult and almost impossible matchmaking for those of us who are playing alone. The matchmaking has not been fixed yet, so you will always find pro players who abuse trolls and epics in your games. It's always going to be very normal that after every season reset, epic matches will be plagued by junglers that end up with more than 10 kills or more at the end of the game. And that's because most people want to play jungle to carry these players who aren't that skilled yet and are stuck in the epic range. You have to accept that trolls are sometimes inevitable, so mentally prepare yourself for it because you will have to carry more than one of those useless players that come across your games. You may think it is not fair to do it, but once you reach Legend you will only be matched with pro players. And that is not only a relief, but also part of the process because it is going to be the same every single time at the end of the season. Regardless, all the pro teammates that you will find, please ensure to play aggressively, because remember that on this stage the matches can be really challenging. The first secret that I want to share is to learn about the hidden meta. Regardless of what role you play, what your main heroes are, or how many games you have in total, there will always be the hidden meta. This term refers to heroes that have not received changes in the patch, but because of the buff or nerf that was made to other heroes they have benefited in the meta. These heroes are not banned at the beginning of the game, because most players do not consider them a threat, because there are other heroes who will always be above them. So you have to seize this opportunity and play these heroes to win most of your ranked games. I am going to share some examples of this concept with you, so you can understand and take notes about it. Let's begin, for example, with Beatrix. This is an ADC that has gone through multiple nerfs, and today she is not a bannable hero. However, she is still a tier pick in games of all types of ranks, mainly in Epic and above, where many players tend to suffer a lot with marksmen like Beatrix, who have versatility for pushing, area damage, and moving around the map. Ranked games made it clear, Beatrix is not a reason to ban because there are other options stronger than her. However, she enters into the hidden meta, and using her is guaranteed to rank up. Okay, let me provide you now another example for this, but now we are going to focus in the jungle lane. Barax is a powerful tank warrior that is always in the hidden meta due to his abilities and resistance, and you have to consider that many times the heroes of the hidden meta will benefit from the current season meta as well. Barax will get benefit from the tanks meta that we have seen before in previous seasons, and this tank meta may come again in the future. Another example is Ean. He is still a very profitable pick. Then Vexana, Kadita, and Javier. They are picks for the mid lane who always enter the hidden meta. They are very strong magicians and always help in team fights. Then talking about tanks, I can recommend Minotaur or Hilda because they are really strong and very useful. As you can see, the hidden meta is not that difficult to understand. You just have to analyze the strengths and weaknesses of each hero. So now you know. By studying the meta each season and understanding the hidden meta for all heroes, you should be able to win most of your games. The key to being able to play only in ranked games is to know and understand perfectly the hidden meta. This will help you play few heroes that very few people use and that are not bannable, and will help you to rank up very easily. And well, in this way it will be very easy for you to win in ranked games without problems. There is a huge list of heroes that always will be in the hidden meta. You just have to analyze the patch notes and learn about the items and emblem benefits as well. Now, let's talk about the next secret, which is the counterpick selection. I really tried so hard to understand the potential of this. This is very useful either if you are playing solo or with your squad. Understanding this will help you a lot in the development of the game. As each minute passes, this will determine how easy or difficult a match will be, because if you selected the counterpick of the enemies, you will have a total control of the game, even if your teammates selected. different heroes. But how can we do this properly? Well, at the very beginning of the game, we must observe two simple things. Check the first and last picks. The first team to ban will be the one that picks first. This means that the team that didn't select first is always going to have the counter pick of the team that selected first. So why is it important to understand this? Well, because the decisions that are made during the hero selection process will determine how the game will end, and also how your combos will be countered during the whole match. You have to keep in mind that in most cases, almost all players won't select the counter picks. Most of them will pick their mains, the meta heroes, or what's more broken at the TOS season. But remember that it is possible to select a counter pick even if you select first. If you notice, in most cases those who have the first pick always tend to pick either a mage or an ADC, hoping that the other team will respond with a jungler or an EXP laner, since with this they believe that they counter the mage, or speculate that, for example, if he got a Luai the other team will pick an Atlas. However, when you get an EXP laner or the support, you can already analyze the counter picks that you can take out to win easily. You can even speculate what kind of heroes they will choose. And a clear example of that would be the fact that most of the time the first pick is going to be the weakest hero. Let me give you another example. If we choose Moskov first and the opposing team responds with a Natalia and an Akai, we can already anticipate what they are going to take out just by the fact that they already showed two roles. Now if we are not the ones we selected first, remember that we should not show the jungler or the EXP laner if we do not know which heroes the enemy team will choose. If they choose a mage, we must first respond with a mage and tank. By doing this, we can then make a counter pick. Remember to never show the EXP laner or the jungle first, because the enemy team may have a huge advantage at the beginning. I know this counter pick theory might sound tricky, however. With the time you can start applying it successfully, keep in mind that the longer you take to choose your hero, the higher will be the probability to be countered by the enemy. And if that is the case, the team fights in your game are going to be really tough. None of those will be easy because the enemy heroes will be the counter picks. On the other hand, if you picked correctly the counter picks, the game will become really easy for you and your teammates. Now I'm going to reveal the next secret. Pro players play with the advanced season. This is something that you definitely should know at the beginning of the season and in the course of it. Maybe this is one of the most unfair things that happens, and it lasts until the middle season. This means that the matchmaking is not going to understand that a Glory Mythic player should be matched with another Glory Mythic. That is why, to avoid some really annoying matches where I'm pretty sure you are going to complain a lot, please wait until the middle of the season to continue ranking up. Since if you play alone, let me tell you that it's very, very difficult to climb. Unless you go in squad, the difference in skill between a normal player and a player who comes from Mythic Glory is totally unfair and broken. It can be a torture, because the level is different and it may be so tough, because all damn players are reunited in Epic. It is a mess. Depending on how the meta is and how the season is, players will decide when to play. It is usually very advisable to play ranked matches from week 4, because the first 2 will be full of trolls who play alongside former Mythical Glories. So choose well when to play your games, because it is really a risk to lose games by having to deal with people of high ranks, or worse, with eternal Epic players. If you master the counter pick and know the hidden meta, this is going to be the difference between winning or losing. And please remember not to risk your win rate just because you don't know at what point of the season to rank, because it's no use losing the percentage of games won against people who are more advanced in the rank. It's not worth trying so hard to win just the first 3 weeks. You just wear yourself out mentally and even make your mind want to quit the game out of helplessness. It's really not worth it. All you need to do is play with the hidden meta and learn at what point in the season to start ranking to become a Mobile Legends pro player. The hidden meta will allow you to create multiple strategies with the Mobile Legends heroes for each of the roles that need to be filled. Each of the roles is very important, and I recommend having 2 to 3 heroes ready in mind for each role of the hidden meta for the games you are going to play. And before you go, please, if you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any questions or tips, please leave them in the comments below. Until next time.